I would like to now speak about the third day of ceremony. Like I said before, third day was so much easier than the second day. Second day was quite intense. The third day was about sharing wisdom, sharing the teaching, sharing lessons that I'd received since I was young by the other side, the ancient ones, as we'd like to call them. So this was a beautiful day. We all gathered around and began to speak about the things that the wisdom keepers, the shamans, the elders at this time, now that the ceremony had begun, what are the things that needed to be ushered in? What are the things that needed to be exposed, talked about? What are the truths that need to come back for us, the people of this generation, in this time, this finalized time on the calendar? This finalized time on the calendar is exactly what we're living in. This, the end of the world, is not the end of the world, it's the end of the world as we know it. Like I said before, we will not be allowed to destroy our mother, but we were seen as able and willing to change. And so ceremony came forth. And here we are now, bringing in the truths and the knowledge that once were here, a very long time ago, and it's time to remember this. It's time to remember these truths in ourselves. It's time to remember how to live. How are we supposed to raise our consciousness? How are we supposed to be a people of a higher consciousness? It is quite simple, but also quite hard. Because we are human beings, because all of those who came before us, since we are very small, we are taught how to act, how to see, how to be, and it is ingrained in us certain things, certain rules. And it is very hard for adults right now to say, okay, I'm going to set aside all of these rules and learn something new. But it is possible. That is why each one of us were saved at this time to be here, because we can do it. Because our parents were not strong enough, but this generation is. Our children will be and are the offspring of the condor and the eagle flying wingtip to wingtip. It has happened. Many of us here in this room have heard about this prophecy to come, that the condor and eagle will fly together once again. It began the day of ceremony. It is happening. And now that these two birds fly together, the condor of the south, of the heart, and the bald eagle of the north, of the mind, our intelligence, they're wingtip to wingtip, and now there's a shift that happened. It is not one or the other, it is both. And the children that will come from this generation will be extraordinary. They will be the ones to live out and see this miracle transpire. We are the parents of these children because we are the strongest of the strong, because our souls and our willingness will push us to do the right thing, because we will not sit back and watch our mother be destroyed. We will not sit back and just let terrible things happen. We are changing them. We are strong, and our children will be the beautiful angels of what we can change. So, how do we do this? How do we change? We're all willing, otherwise we wouldn't be here. It is a simple concept. We must live from the heart and not the mind. How do you do it? It's hard. You can't stop yourself from thinking thoughts, and this is not what I'm asking you to do. Somewhere along the line, truths have kind of been here and kind of not. Many of them have been hidden. For a very long time, we've heard different religions, Buddhas, spiritual beings, trying to figure out how to get out of the mind completely, how to go back to the higher self and leave the human self behind. The message that I would like to say is our higher selves sent us here to experience being human. It's okay to be human. It's fun to be human. It should be enjoyed to be human. We are given these experiences so that we can laugh, so we can have joy, so that we can cry and have pain, so that we can learn great lessons and become stronger, more beautiful beings. I am not saying be the great I am. You are the great I am. Your great I am sent a very small spark of you down here to interact, to find love and joy and learn lessons and become a great being. Your great I am sent you down here to save something more miraculous and beloved than almost anything else, planet Earth. She is a beloved being to the entire universe and beyond. Your highest, greatest self, your great I am, sent a spark of you here, to be strong, to usher in this new thing. And so I am not telling you, be the great I am, do not be human. I'll tell you right now, I love red wine. I like dirt bikes. I like loud music, and I like to dance. I like being human. Human is not bad. Human is wonderful. We are to be human and to enjoy being human, but from right here, not from up here. How many times do you base a decision on an educated decision? How many times do you make a decision by how you feel? This is the challenge, and this is what I'd ask each of you to do and try to begin. It is hard because we have been taught to use this and only this. When a man feels like crying, he will talk himself out of it. When you want to look tough in front of a group or a crowd, I sit here and say, don't you dare cry in front of all these people. But the heart can't help it. If you let the heart rule, you will always succeed. Every decision in your life will be completely perfect and as it should be if you make the decision from the heart. What is that spark that came from the great I am, and where does it live? It lives right inside of you. It's your emotion. Your great I am is your emotion. If you weep, if you feel horrible, something is wrong. If you are trying to make a decision, do I take this job, and you feel confused, and you feel anxious, and you feel nervous, and you feel horrible, the answer is no. It doesn't matter how much the job pays. It doesn't matter how much insurance you can get. That is all this. The higher self is telling you. It's telling you by emotion. It's telling you by how you feel. How do you feel about that job? What's the feeling you get inside of your chest to take it? Are you excited? Are you thrilled? Do you feel warm inside? Is the answer yes? Stop making decisions with the brain. Start making them with the heart. I have learned this lesson when I was about 10, and yet it has been repeated to me every single year since. Obviously, I'm not following the guidelines very well, but it's because, and once again, I was expressing this to my dear friend Jennifer, the other side is so full of love. They are just so full of love. How many times have you seen your child do something that perhaps you didn't want them to do, and they start crying, and do you punish them and lock them in the room? Or do you bend down and hug them and cry with them and say, it's okay, you know, we're going to do better? This is how they are. They love us so much. Our ancestors, the people on the other side, love us so much. It was just 2 nights ago, I was in my kitchen in the middle of the night crying because, you know, I'm getting a lesson for like the bazillionth time. And yet they just bent down, kind of chuckled with me, gave me hugs and said, I love you. They love us. And so let's start remembering how to interact with one another. Let's start remembering how to make decisions from here and not here. It's all love-based. We were sent here because our highest self loves us so much and loves this planet so much and loves each other so much, we wanted to help. And so a little spark of us got put down here. So what I am saying is, for one moment, all of these rules that we've been taught since we were young, what if we put them in a little handbag and set them down for a moment? And what happens if you are the great I am? What if the answer is you? Truly, what if you are the answer? If we realize this, we start being the answer. We have been taught in all religions, all walks of life, not to be sinful, to feel all of this sadness and shamefulness because we didn't toe the line, because we didn't do all of these steps, because we didn't mind all of these rules. What if we were all placed in these different situations because highest self put us there? We get to let go of all of these worries of, am I making the right decisions? Am I supposed to live here? Or am I supposed to live there? Should I have gotten a degree in this? Or should I just be a stay-at-home mom? Should I do... Let's take a deep breath and realize your highest self has put you in the exact position you are in. Then there's no more chaos. Again and again and again, the ancestors say, everything is being taken care of. It's all being taken care of. Just live and make your decisions from the heart. Everything that you are supposed to achieve, if you live from the heart, you will achieve. So now we can take a deep breath and relax a little bit. Stop beating yourselves up, because you are the answer. You want to change something, be the change. The biggest mistake that we have made for hundreds, thousands of years, because we are intelligent beings, because we were given the gift of this mind, we put the mind in charge. This is not how it was supposed to be. Always this spark, the heart was supposed to be in charge. And somehow we lost that. Somehow we put that away and put this in charge. It became intelligence in the service of madness. Truly, our intelligence has become in the service of madness. Pick any year out of the last 200 years, we came a far distance in our intelligence. We have come up with all sorts of inventions. We have come up with such intelligent things. Let's just take 1914. A great year. We came up with the combustible engine. We came up with all of these inventions that made our life easier. We also came up with flamethrowers. We came up with machine guns. We came up with submarines. We come up with all ways, all manners in which to kill each other. Where is our intelligence serving us? We have been in the control of intelligence under the control of madness. This is part of the message. We are intelligent beings because we are supposed to use our intelligence with our heart and create something phenomenal. And yet we have thrown it away. Now is the time to change. It is the time to put our intelligence in the service of love. If we start doing this, could you imagine what we can come up with? Even when we are completely disconnected from highest self, because we are intelligent beings, because we've been blessed with this, look at what we can create. We've created many magical and wondrous things. What happens if we put that intelligence under the control of love? Can you imagine for one moment what we could create for one another? It's unthinkable. We could do so many magical things. So now is the time. Stop living from just the mind, connect it to your heart, make decisions from the heart. Now what can we create? The possibilities are endless. If we stop using our power to kill each other, to judge one another, even if I sit here and judge you because you do not believe me or want to follow in what I'm saying, I'm using this and not this. If I believe you are the great I am and I am the great I am, you are free to do as you wish, and so am I, and I love you. I love you. This message all by itself can change our planet, can change our entire existence. Start living from the great I am that you are. How do you do this? Live from the heart. This alone can change our existence, all by itself. This is one large message, and a message that will not stop being talked about. This is the message that all of us will move forward in. This is what will give the strength to the rise of a higher consciousness on our planet. This very act of remembering who you are changes your consciousness. And if you remember who you are as the great I am, coming from the heart, and I remember, and we start acting intelligently from this, we change the entire globe. There are a few more, actually a lot more, prophecies, information, things that have come, and they are quite intense. Remember, before I say anything else, remember that the main message is, as Don Alejandro says, we are all one people, fingers of the hand. The heart is the palm. We are the fingers. There is nothing to be afraid of. This is the most glorious time on our planet. Rejoice! We are here. Our highest selves were so glorious that we got chose to be here. We got chose. We were invited. Some strange thing just didn't go boom and all of a sudden we're here. We got chose because we are the strongest of the strong. Because we are miraculous beings. It is time to rejoice. We got to take part in a ceremony that shifts the planet and the way we live on it, our consciousness, and we got to take part in a consciousness change that connects us to our ancestors, to our beloved ones, to the star beings, to the angels, to God and Goddess that we are. What a magnificent thing. I've been given many, many lessons, but they have always been for myself, for me to understand, and then for me to talk about. This was not just for me, it was for me to share with the masses, and this makes me nervous, and of course I scared myself about trying to having to share something that is a little bit different, but is absolutely true. Also, this exact message I found out later after receiving it and after ceremony had been given to several of the wisdom keepers, several of the shamans that were taking part. And I've spoken with Grandfather about it too, and he tells me, don't worry, it's all right, keep saying it. So I would like to share word for word, and I apologize for reading, but I don't want to err in this. On Thursday around 2 o'clock, as I sat in meditation drumming on a sacred drum, something happened that I would like to share with you, as what I received was not only for my ears, but for all of us. A man spoke with great nobility and strength. I am White Feather. I wish to speak of the people from the stars. As I tried to repeat word for word what I was receiving, my dear friend Jennifer recorded the account. This is the exact account. I am Grandfather White Feather. I carry with me the knowledge of Hopi men, women, and those who are still growing. In front of you, the children of Earth, stands a smoky mirror. The smoke keeps you from seeing who you truly are. Time is near for the smoke to be removed. Are you not waiting for the last sign? The children of men have received many signs before, and the prophecy of these signs always came true. The first sign given to white men will come to the land, bringing with them fire and steel that kills. These white men are not the white men from the stars. They are full of greed, wanting to eat, needing to consume everything. These are not the same white men from the stars. This first sign was given hundreds of years ago to our ancestors here in North America. And of course, I think we all know what this is talking about. He will not be like the white men who we know now, who are cruel. They will bring with them the missing symbols, the missing pieces of the sacred knowledge that our ancestors and elders hid long ago to keep them safe, so that we might have the full truth. The world we know of will pass away, and the new world, a new earth, will step into being. Here he is talking about the white men from the stars. The second sign given to the ancestors. Teepees on wheels made of trees bring many, they are coming. The third sign given to the ancestors. Great herds of animals, beasts like buffalo with great and long horns come and eat everything. The fourth sign given to the ancestors. Long iron legs spread across the land. More white men, more death, more taking. These are not the white men from the stars. The fifth sign given to the ancestors. Lines in the sky like sinew rope crossing all directions, living on dead treetops. The sixth sign. Roads made of flat stone, hot rock cover the land, waves of heat rising from them. The seventh sign. Water turns black, choking life. Thick feathers of black, drowning birds, floating fish, and waves of black, choking life. The eighth sign, the blue Kiesha, the blue star explodes. This has already happened. This is part of why the ancestors' gathering was announced, because the blue star is in the sky. It is here. It's leaving a trail of blue light clear across the sky. Scientists have already got it mapped. The story of the blue Kiesha is a very old story. This event would tell us that the end of times are very near. Then the blue star Kiesha would physically appear in our heavens, which would mean that we were in the end times. We would look up into our heavens and we will witness the return of two brothers who helped create this world in the birthing time. The guardian of the North Pole and his brother, the guardian of the South Pole. On August 16th, 2007, Science Daily reported people have watched the star break down for 400 years, but only recently have astronomers noticed that it is leaving blue material behind it as it cruises through the universe at 80 miles per second. When viewed with an ultraviolet imaging from a satellite, it displays a wake 4 times the diameter of the moon. This blue star is in our sky now and is traveling through the universe. This is partly why Don Alejandro announced that the gathering was upon us, time for ceremony. The only thing left is, after the gathering of the ancestors, the ninth and the last sign before the world is reborn. The white men will return from the stars in their discs to help us once again. They will feed our souls. They come to help. They will remind us where the truth is buried in the earth and bring our truths back to us. This will bring great joy, full hearts, and unite us as one family. I am White Feather. I am the grandfather of the Hopi. I now fly with the condor. Aho. We are part of this change. Like I said before, it is in our DNA to be very human. We've only been taught how to live from the mind. We have only been taught how to make decisions up here. And now it's time for us to stop this and go deep within the heart. But we're going to need help. We alone cannot make the changes needed. We alone Those of us on this planet need help bringing back truths that once were here. I know to some of you, to many, perhaps, white men coming from discs in the heavens sounds pretty phenomenal. If you think about it, if you do your research, if you look at old paintings from every indigenous culture on this planet, you will see discs. From all of their teachings, no matter where you look on this globe, the indigenous people have teachings of the great beings who came from the sky. These great beings brought with them truths, a way of being, a way of knowing, a way of building. And then they were buried because us, the human beings, started to destroy each other. These truths have to be brought back. I can go into detail about this, but I think I'll skip it for now. They are coming. Many are here. I would ask that you open your hearts to understand what I'm saying. Listen to my voice and know within your heart what is real and what is not. There are so many signs that this is already happening. The truths are coming back out of the earth. There are several locations that many of us know exactly where they are. When they will be brought out, will be asked at a certain time, but they are coming out. The information is being brought. There is a lot to be said of hoaxes. Yes, many. Many, many hoaxes. Many by governments to cover up something that is very real. Crop circles, 50% hoax? Yes. 50% real? Absolutely. And now that the energies have been broken wide open from the heavens, and these energies are coming down to our planet, as well as the ancestors past, they are here. So are those who are coming to help us from the stars. I would ask that you listen to me when I say no one is coming to harm us. They love us like their own children. They love us and they want us to succeed. They want us to succeed in loving this earth. They want us to succeed in loving each other, in remembering who we are and what our capabilities are. Keep your eyes and minds and hearts wide open. There's going to be so many truths coming out and about. And I will tell you right now, not one of them will come from organized religion. Not one. Pay attention, listen to those who are not representing a religion, but representing truths. Listen with your heart, and you will know who is speaking truth. Judge all by your heart and not your mind. Some things will seem fantastical, but so does iron legs going across the land. It's not as crazy as we make it out to be. It is a beautiful time on this planet, and we get to help. We get to be here. We were asked to be here because we are strong, divine, beautiful, loving, courageous beings. And we're going to make a difference. We're going to remember how to love our mother. We are going to remember how to love each other. We are going to remember how to teach our children how to be beautiful light beings that they are. They will not forget, as we have forgotten. These children coming to the planet right now will not forget their divine beauty, because we're going to teach them. And it is us who will usher in the new generation, these beautiful children that will come into this world enlightened. It is a chore, but it is a great honor. I can say with a full heart, I love you, and I respect each of you. And I thank you for being here. I thank you for listening with your hearts. I thank you for taking the opportunity to come to this planet at this time. I thank you for your courage. I thank you for your friendship and for the family that I've gained out of having courage to step into this. I gained a family. And I thank you for that. And I love you. Aho.